Alright everybody, welcome to my channel, The Real Super Sam. Today is another video and I hope you enjoy. Happy April Fool's Day everybody. Spider-Man has tons of great villains, but every April Fool's on this channel I want to make a little fun video. This year's is a day I think many of you are excited about as I list my top 5 worst Spider-Man villains while also talking about other sucky rogues. Number 5. The Big Wheel. This is a list starting off with many people's number 1 worst Spider-Man villain ever. Yeah, this list goes deep. This guy's fought Iron Man and Ghost Rider. He was killed by the villain Fool Killer. That's why I decided to put Big Wheel on this list and not Fool Killer. I can't believe the Enforcers never got on Spider-Man the animated series, but they had Big Wheel. Big Wheel's this guy, and this machine he uses was created to him in the comics by the Tinkerer to take on Rocket Racer, because I'm pretty sure Rocket Racer basically stole from Tinkerer. And that's why, I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. I mean, I just can't get over this villain. And that's his power, sort of, his weapon. Okay. Number 4. The Walrus. He was a mad scientist cab driver who gave himself more than normal strength, so he decided to become a criminal. He was bested by Spider-Man and Frogman. He usually teams up with White Rabbit. In the new Spider-Man 2017 show, he appeared once and worked with a girl named Panda. He is Spider-Man's Condiment King, a villain made for jokes, maybe the most popular one because he is such a loser. Number 3. Wow, yep, remember Typeface? I barely do. He has letters all over his face and has an alphabet-themed weaponry. The highest compliment I can give him is maybe someday they could use him as a Calendar Man type character. He actually managed to defeat Spider-Man in a battle, but that's not enough for him to be higher because he has a joke of a design, barely did anything. The greatest thing he did was beat Spider-Man in a battle, yeah, and was against the Superhuman Registration Act in this Marvel Civil War comic. Number 2. I just recently made a Forgotten Rogue video on Disc Jockey, so usually I wouldn't have him on this list, but a comment really summed this guy up perfectly and why he is such a loser. He, quote, he just took a hostage and then heard a story from Spider-Man about how he defeated the Sinister Six and gave up. Yep, that's this guy. And he's a pure, what do you call it? Unknowing person. He just had no idea what super villains or superheroes were, and he decided to become one because he thought it was a genius idea. And he never even really fought Spider-Man, did he? And number 1, the greatest, or should I say worst Spider-Man villain ever, maybe one of the worst villains in all of comics, actually no, definitely one of the worst villains in all of comics. Of course, I'm sure you know of him, you guessed that he's number 1 on this list, the main villain known as The Wall. That's it, The Wall, that's what he looks like. His origin is while building a brick wall, there is an explosion that fused his body with the wall that fell on top of him. Kind of like a bad guy Flat Stanley, if you remember that book series. This guy started out on the Electric Company, and I can't believe he's in live action and not Kraven the Hunter. The ending of this story is the umpire kicks these two out, and they talk outside the ballpark and just get over their differences. I mean, I can't believe it. I'm just gonna leave it at that. It's pure comedy now. There are clearly many more bad Spider-Man villains. The best one that I didn't have on this list here is Hypno Hustler. In one appearance in his history, he actually has good powers and was a big reference in the Spider-Man Fender Foe video game. That's why he's not on my list. There's also Joe Smith from issue 38 of Amazing Spider-Man and Web Spinner's Tales of Spider-Man 1 through 3. A strong guy who went crazy because of chemicals, then turned back to normal by the end of his first appearance. There is also Humbug, a loser kid who has Sonic Blast, but look at this costume. There are other villains who are completely losers in Spider-Man's almost 60 years of rogue gallery. I wonder who has the worst Marvel villains in their gallery, Spidey or Daredevil. I mean, Daredevil has Stiltman and Matador and Leapfrog. That's pretty bad. Maybe next April Fools will make one on Daredevil rogues. So, happy April Fool's Day. Thank you for watching this short, funny video, and have a great day.